today, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, this is the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd, and they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. Brandon Wilson to return it. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow to Mixon on the check down. 3rd and 7. On the delay, it's Mixon. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. This is taken around the 12. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll get this up over the... On 2nd and 2, Mayfield looking left side. That's caught by Landry. Completion on 2nd down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeout. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Six-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. 1st down. Here's Burrow. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Here's Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now Burrow on 1st down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal. So we've hit halftime in what was obviously a very fast-moving first half of play. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the... On 3rd down, Mayfield. Pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Here's Baker. And nowhere to fit that football in. How to get closer here on 3rd down. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going.
The run on the field is reversed.
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. Finding room to the 20 in this on third. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with time running out. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. So we have a score to report after all. How about this?
Whoa. Stop the press. Yeah, I know. I just broke Broadcasting 101. I cut in on my play-by-play guy. But think about it this way. Marvin, our crack researcher, just handed us a note. We haven't had a scoreless tie in the NFL, everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. One-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously. Muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now Burrow. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally
to throw Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle.
A final shot now for Burrow. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense, obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say? It's always fun to work on things. If it didn't go well in your game, with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.